In the international situation of the COVID-19 outbreak, it has been revealed that the Missouri Attorney General Eric Schmidt has announced that the state will be suing China for the COVID-19 outbreak. In other words, yes, the state of Missouri will officially be blaming and seeking damages from the government of China for the amount of people that have suffered economic losses, etc., people dying from the COVID-19 outbreak. Now, they claim that this all happened because China allegedly covered up the illness. They allegedly arrested whistleblowers, and then they denied the contagious nature of it. Now, of course, that is complete and utter nonsense, backed up by the international organization of the WHO, which is a wholly scientific organization. So the claim is baseless. But what's important here is that they're seeking relief on one count of public nuisance, one count of abnormally dangerous activities, and 2 counts of breach of duty. In other words, their claim is that none of this would have happened if China had not allegedly lied about the entire corona outbreak. Now, obviously, this claim is completely nonsense, and the United States had more than enough time to prepare for the outbreak. It was announced publicly fairly quickly, and then was announced by the WHO fairly quickly. The United States government has had more than enough time to prepare for it, because many other countries did manage to prepare for it in time, like Canada, for example. Now, obviously, this accusation is complete nonsense, but keep in mind that this will no doubt take place in a U.S. court. And that changes things to a great degree. Obviously, there are so-called intelligence reports which claim that China is responsible, covered things up, etc., which have been put out by the administration of Donald Trump. And then this, of course, is largely an attempt to try to get back some of the economic damage that has been done by the virus, with trying to make China foot the bill rather than the U.S. government and its corresponding capitalist class to take responsibility for the situation. Now, I know what a lot of people are probably saying. This is ridiculous. There's no way that you could honestly blame China for it and win a lawsuit. However, I would remind you that this would take place in a U.S. court. And I would also remind you that a previous lawsuit in the United States blamed Iran for 9/11 and won damages for it. So let me just put it that way. I mean, I think that we can all pretty much agree that the U.S. legal system is incredibly sketchy as it is. So, I mean, if you can blame Iran, which had nothing to do with 9/11, and make them responsible for it, why not blame China for COVID-19? More than likely, this would almost be like a jury kind of thing, where people who are not well educated and probably predisposed to being prejudiced against China because they really believe that China is behind it could very well rule that way. So I want you to keep that in mind. It is very possible to sue China for it, and it's even possible to win. This would begin a process of seizing Chinese assets and then liquidating them and sending the cash to the state and the victims of COVID. Or this may all just be stopped before it reaches that point, but I don't feel it's going to be. This is a very thorny legal issue, and it's very difficult to carry out civil suits across international borders. But this is something I will definitely be paying attention to in order to give you updates on it in the future.
Thank you for watching. If you like this program, then please head over to my Patreon page and set up a monthly donation. It's your donations that keep this program running. Also, if you would like, please rate, comment, subscribe, and share in various social media.